Hello guys, and welcome to another David Zimaleta. In today's video we're going to be disassembling 3.0 liter diesel engine. We're going to be pulling this off right here and then the main bearings. I need an E10, and here's E10. I'm also going to take this one. Just in case. So let's get started. So first I'm going to remove this plastic shroud. So luckily this actually removes fairly easy. Taking apart the head was not easy. So we could just put the bolts in here. Alright, let's take a look. Alright, so let's go ahead and actually get the pump off. These appear to be a lot shorter than the rest of them. Now we need to get these. And I have made choices. So this seems to be working good. So this chain is still on it and we still have some oil in it. I am very surprised that there's any oil left, and that's a good sign that we do have some oil. I would like to inspect it, but from looking at it, it does not appear to have any water in there. A good way to do it would be just maybe pour it inside of like a plastic bottle. Of course, it has a little bit of water, but this won't be enough to spoil the test. So let's see, is there any other holes? Not really. So pouring out the oil, I could clearly see the consistency is actually right with oil, so that's real oil. So I am ruling out the fact that oil mixed with water. That didn't happen over here, obviously, in this oil. However, I'm not the one that had the engine, and let's say somebody wants to pull a number on somebody and the water did mix with oil. I mean, what would it really take for someone to drain all the oil and then replace it with like other oil inside, like just put another used oil in there just to throw somebody off? That can happen. However, it might not be the case. As you guys seen in the last video, I pulled out the head, and you can clearly see there was some buildup over here. From later what I found out, there was some leaves inside of the where the pistons were, and some rust. So this engine did get hydrolocked. Now, why did it get hydrolocked? That is the question. And I was kind of thinking that there's a possibility that perhaps water escaped somewhere, you know, through the head gasket and made it inside. That could have happened. And also oil cooler gasket might have leaked and it would have mixed. But I'm thinking that if that happened, then if, you know, the water would have mixed with oil, but I believe it actually is still hydrolocked. But main bearings could be the issue as well, and the water could just be residual from the rain. Maybe somebody left this engine outside or something, and it got rained on. But it did not get rained on in my hands because it was always covered. Especially the water was in those exhaust manifolds right there. That's why I have them back there, because I had to pour out all the water. But anyways, let's continue. We have the actual crankshaft itself, and it's being held by these bolts here, the sections, and then we have the main bearings that's being inside of these here. And obviously there's what is it, it's just one rod, but there's another holding piece that's holding this one together, so that's how it was like getting a little bit thrown off there. But anyways, here's what I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna pull all the main bearings off, and I'm going to see what happened. Okay, that's not the correct one. That one's got a little play in it. This is a E12. So wow, it appears to be an E10. Wow, wait a minute. This one immediately I could see there's play. I'm not sure if it should have any play, but it isn't rotating right now. Now, if it's going to be the main bearings, once I pull them out, I'll be able to rotate the engine. Right now it's not rotating, so let's go ahead and get to it. Guys, I'm talking through a lot on this video because a lot of you guys want to know these things, and I was told this is the thing that you guys appreciate most about my videos, that I try to make them as insightful as possible and explain what tools I'm using and what I'm thinking and stuff like that, and a lot of the commentary. Now, some of you guys may be mechanic experts, but some of you guys are not, and you're watching this for the first time, so it definitely helps to know some of the stuff. But I don't think it should have this much play in it. Don't you think, guys? That's a lot of play. So this is the first one we're going to look at. No, that main bearing looks good. This is a crack rod system, guys. As you can see, this is a crack rod right here. They actually broke it, so upon taking it apart, it's going to be a good idea to make sure I put them in the correct order. So I will do this, and I'm going to do this from the back towards the front. Maybe even stand them up like this, put some of their bolts in it. Now the bolts is okay. I'm not gonna like really confuse anything. Now this engine's supposed to be like that, so we're looking at 1, 2, 3 cylinders. So we're removing the cylinder number 3, and we're gonna continue. I'm going to need to get a screwdriver. I guess this would work. I just don't want to have any of these fall in. Okay, looks like I could still reach in there. Okay, this main bearing looks good. So that's already a positive. Now, there is numbers on them. So this one says 1. Let's see. What does this one say? This one says 2. Wow, that's interesting. That says 27, 27. So that says 1 and 2. But really, that's a 1 and that's a 2. That's the way it was installed on this engine. I don't know why that is, but it's just how it is. So we're working from the back of the engine. We're removing the number 2. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go ahead and get all of them loose.